Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Almost Organized Owl, where we are on a mission to get organized in our finances through budgeting, cash stuffing, and savings challenges. This video is going to be discussing our debt update. If you are new to my channel, in a previous video I shared our debt confession, and it expressed all of the non-mortgage debt that we have. And this is an update as of the end of November. The first debt that we owe is our children's medical bills. And as mentioned in the debt confession video, a portion of this is for the physician or the emergency room, where we had to take my daughter to the emergency room because she had upper respiratory breathing issues, and we later discovered that she had asthma, and her asthma was aggravated or brought on by a bad cold that she had. Well, as a result of taking her to the emergency room, there was a $100 copay associated with that. In addition to some other copays that is in this $190. In the month of November, we were able to pay $130 of that $190, leaving a remaining balance of $60. And that $60 is there because we were billed in error. Our children had their well visits, and the doctors or whomever does billing billed us for the well visits. However, well visits are covered by insurance, and they should be free. They have been free since we've had this insurance, and there's no copays associated with it. So we're just waiting for them to work things out with the insurance company to get that $60 taken off of our account. So that was a decrease in that particular bill. In that debt item. The next debt is orthodontics, and that is for braces. And we started off the month at $840. A $140 payment was made in the month of November, leaving us a remaining balance of $700, and that was a decrease in debt. Next up is the ambulance fee, and this ambulance fee was $1904, and this was for to transport my daughter when she had that emergency situation to the hospital. And we received a notification from our insurance company letting us know that this would be the amount that we are scheduled to pay. However, we have not received a bill directly from the ambulance company. We just received a notice of claim from our insurance company letting us know that they paid a portion, and this is the portion that we will be billed for, but we just have not received that bill. So we have not paid anything on this because, again, we haven't received the bill, but we have it listed here because we know that it's something that we do have to pay. So no changes have been made for this particular debt item, and it is still $1,904. Next is the HOA past due fees, and that we started off the month at $2,590, and we were able to put $700 within this month towards that past due amount, and that leaves us with a balance of $1,890, and that was a decrease for that particular debt. And for those who are new to my channel, the HOA fees are collected monthly, and there was a period of time where my husband and we were going through a financial hardship because I had been laid off from work and didn't have childcare to care for my children in order to get another job. And this is all laid out in the debt confession video, but just to give you a brief summary. And so we got behind on our HOA fees. So we were able to pay the $700 this towards that, which allowed us to see a new balance of $1,890, which is a decrease for that particular debt item. Next up is the student loan number 1 at 5% interest. Oh, the other debt items, they don't carry an interest. However, the student loan number 1 has an interest rate of 5%. Now, that was 5% the last time I checked, but with interest rates being so crazy nowadays, that may or may not have fluctuated. So I would have to check into that. But the minimum monthly payment on that is $150, and the balance as of November the 2nd is $3,604.26. There was nothing that was paid towards that, and the balance is now $3,620.44. So this particular debt item did increase, and a payment is going to be due. I received notification that a payment is going to be due in the amount of $504, February of 2023. Now, I'm not sure if you are aware, but there is some craziness going on with this whole student loan debt relief. And one minute it was on, and the next minute it was off. So, or it's being challenged rather. So we're not sure of what's going to happen as it relates to that. As it stands right now, our student loans are not being paid on because of this state of limbo. But it looks like we probably need to get a plan in place to figure out how we're going to pay, at least put some money to the side for these student loans. Because even if we are, we do qualify for the forgiveness, all of these loans will not be completely, taken away. So we have to develop a plan to start tackling those at some point. Next up is the Bank of America credit card at 24.24% interest last time I checked. And the beginning balance as of November the 2nd was $9,281.40. We made a payment of $375, which is $100 over the minimum. And that balance is now $9,495.21. As you can see, that debt did increase. And I want to say that debt increase, the increase was due to some automatic things that came out of that credit card that we had set up through PayPal, and did not make the adjustment to change that card. The actual card number has changed so that we cannot use the physical cards anymore, but the card number, I guess, that's associated with PayPal or whatever it was, is still functional. So that has all been shut down now, and hopefully moving forward we won't have to deal with that. But we have a plan for that credit card that I will get into in just a moment. Next up is our car loan at 3.25% interest, and the minimum monthly payment is $471.46, with a beginning balance of $11,328.36, and we were able to pay $521.46 and towards our car, and that leaves us with a balance of $10,818.38. As you can see that there is a decrease in that particular debt item. Next up is student loan number 2, and that is at 6.8% interest, and our minimum payment is $323.87. However, like the first one, this particular student loan, along with student loan number 3 and number 4, are not being paid right now because of the student loan I think it's forbearance, and they're allowing us to not have to pay anything right now, up until, I want to say the last time I checked, it said March 2023, but jot down in the comment section if that date is incorrect, okay? And so the balance for student loan number 2 did increase to $40,321.07, and that is due to interest still being accumulated, or accrued rather, on that particular loan. Now, on student loan number 3 and student loan number 4, there is no change, because these student loans are federal student loans, and while there is a freeze on payments right now from the federal government, these student loans are not accruing interest, which is wonderful. So there is no change happening there. And these are actually at 6.8% interest. So that is that. So for the month of November, we were able to put $1,866.46 towards our debt, and that leaves us with a debt balance of $255,947.97, which is an overall decrease in our debt. So, how do we plan to tackle the rest of this debt moving forward? We have made some adjustments and some changes to help to increase our income. Firstly, we put on our first yard sale, and I say our first, but it's probably our first and our last. That was quite a feat. I don't know if you all have done yard sales, if that's your thing, if you've grown up with family members who have put on yard sales, but we have not. Our family was not big on doing yard sales, and so this was our very first one, and I want to say that it was a lot of work for the amount of money that we were able to get. And so we were able to raise, from selling our clutter, was a whopping $75. And that could have been done due to a number of factors, but after doing a deep dive research on YouTube about yard sales, and running around the neighborhood and putting up signs, and going online and posting advertisements about our yard sale, and going through our house room by room, decluttering. So that was one of the positive things, that I was able to really do some deep decluttering and identify things to sell. It took a lot of work. And my husband is extremely busy with all of the things that he has going on. As I previously mentioned, he is in a doctoral program that is being funded by his employer, and that is a challenging program to do on top of everything else that he has going on with work, and working on different side things, and working in the church. It's just that my little yard sale project was definitely not something that was on the top of his list. So it was on me to get it all organized and find all of the items, and he was used in the end for the muscle to get it all outside. And it was quite an experience. The children, they had a good time. They had their little lemonade stand out there, and but not to go off on a tangent, sorry about that. So anyway, the yard sale wasn't as successful as we had hoped, but it was able to bring in $75 in terms of profit, because we did have to utilize some of the money to go towards some of the things that we purchased to make the yard sale happen. Additionally, I received about $40 from Ibotta, from referring family members to Ibotta. If you're not familiar, I know most people are. It is a app where you scan your receipts, and then they give you cash based on the different items that you have purchased on, at that particular store. And so I was able to receive the $40 from that. So we were able to put that towards that. And I've also been going through our children's items and collecting those things and taking them down to Once Upon a Child, a consignment shop for children. And I've been able to get a few dollars here and there, $20 here, $30 there. I think $30 may have been the highest amount that we were able to get from selling our children's old gear, toys and diaper genies and that sort of thing, in addition to their old clothes and shoes. And so that has been helpful in trickling in towards that also. But some of the major things that we have done, and I want to thank Kim over at Debt to None for this awesome idea. She has spoke about the fact that she changed insurance companies. And so that got me to thinking, well, let me go through and identify some of the categories where we could perhaps change carriers on some of our bills. I went through, I think it was Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University, and a part of the package you get access to some of their financial advisors and some of their pro advisors for your particular area. And so I contacted the one for our area as it relates to insurance. And I was just looking to find out if perhaps we can get, a less expensive car insurance quote as opposed to the one that we had with Geico. And then our Geico is also bundled with our homeowners insurance through Travelers. And it turns out that this agent was able to not only save us on the auto side, but save us a significant amount of money on the homeowners side. This young lady was absolutely amazing, very thorough, and looking up everything that she needed to look up. And we were able to save about $1,000 over the course of the year for our homeowners insurance and auto policy. So that is a huge savings, and I am so grateful. Unfortunately, we won't receive that check, directly right now. That is going to be something that is taken care of through escrow. And I'm not sure if they're just going to roll it over or if they will send us a check for overage at the end. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. But either way, it is a over $1,000 savings. So I am so grateful that we were able to do that. In addition to that, we've also changed cell phone companies because our cell phone and cable were kind of bundled together also. We had Xfinity Mobile for our cell phones, and then we had Comcast for the cable. And then we just decided to cut the cable cord altogether. And by doing that, then we have to pay for internet, and internet costs about $80 to $85 just for the internet. And then our cell phone bills were about $180. So the two of those together. So we decided to scratch that and switch over to T-Mobile. T-Mobile has the internet package along with an additional cell phone plan, and we're able to bring in my mother-in-law on this plan, and she does not have to pay anything at all. And we are coming in less than what we were paying with Comcast. So those are some great benefits. We're able to bring over our phones to T-Mobile, and as well as get our mother-in-law a brand new phone, and she's on our cell phone plan, and she does not have to pay a thing. And all of this, in addition to the internet that T-Mobile provides, comes in less than what we paid for with Comcast. So additional savings there also. And finally, so there were a lot of suggestions as it relates to how we can get rid of our credit card debt because of this 24.24% interest. And there were suggestions to get, 0% percent interest credit card and then, work to pay it down. There was, we could do that for a time. And then if if the 18 months is coming up and we have not paid it down significantly, then we could, just hop on another 0% interest credit card and just kind of keep doing this hopping dance until we're done paying it off. And there have been people who have done that and have done that successfully. I've spoken with those individuals. Unfortunately, because we made some poor choices during the days of our youth, and put us in this financial situation, we're not really in a position to qualify for these 0% interest credit cards. And for me, doing that is kind of like Russian roulette, right? What if we get to the end of our 18-month period and we can't hop onto another 0% interest credit card for whatever reason? Then we're stuck paying 29% interest on, whatever is remaining there. So that's kind of scary. So we're not going to do that. But what we did decide to do was to take out a personal loan. And this personal loan, even though it does have interest, and I know that there are some people who are totally against, debt, paying for debt, make your decisions however way it best fits your family, and for our family, paying 24.24% interest is just very taxing, to be able to have to make these payments and to not see much movement on our credit card bill. So we were able to get a personal loan to cover the amount of our Bank of America credit card, and that is going to come in at 12% interest. So it is about half of what the interest is about half of what the interest is for our Bank of America credit card, and I feel like that might be more manageable to be able to see progress on paying down that debt. So the first payment to that personal loan will be in December. So that wraps up our debt update. We are making progress. Honestly, I had some days where I'm just like, what is the point? Are we ever going to get rid of this $255,000 worth of debt? I mean, we're just going to be buried in the ground with it. And then there are other days where, I look at our children and I want better for them. And I don't want them to have to know their parents had, this lingering debt for the rest of their lives. So we are going to be intentional about our money. We are going to be focused, and we are trying to go into this thing with some intensity and really get fired up, remain fired up about tackling this debt, and not allowing this number to be so overwhelming that we just sit on our hands and do nothing. So here we are making progress. Slowly but surely we are chugging up this mountain. And oh, how beautiful it will be, the view from the top. We're just looking towards that at this point. So for the joy that is set before us, we are going to keep going through this debt journey. And I thank you all so very much for being so encouraging and supporting as we are continuing to tackle this debt and get organized in our finances. I truly appreciate all of the words of encouragement and your advice and suggestions. And I look forward to chatting with you all in the comment section. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.